Hey everybody, Dr. James Petrick, upper cervical chiropractor, with our vintage video series where it is always your season for better posture, energy, mobility, clarity, and freedom of stress. That was my backdrop. Here today we are at Belvino Winery in Temecula, talking about what happens when our back goes out on us. At least once a week, a person will tell me, my back went out on me. Half the time somebody tells me that, it's actually coming from a person that has told me that before. So it tends to happen to people with certain traits. What actually happens? Well, it's usually one of three things. First of all, there's a sprain in the ligaments and the connective tissues. There could also be a strain of the muscles. But then also for people who have arthritis, you see this spur right here? What can happen is that can just very, very briefly scrape across one of the bones, and that can cause the body to seize up in acute pain, and that can be my back went out on me type of a situation. Rotational movements, what happens there? Well, usually they load the front of their spine first, they go down like this, they flex down a little bit, they lose the normal curve in the lower back, they stack the front of the spine, and then they make a rotational movement. Picture this, that last round of hugging the grandkids, bending down, turning like that, and coming back towards a neutral position, or gardening, reaching out for a couple of hours, and then finally standing up, or bending down like this and doing laundry. These rotational movements can cause our backs to go out, usually because of what they do to the disc material, especially once we get above 50 years old or so. Every MRI report that I've looked at where there's disc bulging, I gotta believe that there's been what they call desiccation or cracking or dryness in the disc, which brings us to our next point. Many people are lacking water. You know, a healthy disc should be about 90% water. This is important because it's the shock absorber between the different vertebrae. It allows space for the nerve to get out to that part of the body and allows for shock absorption. But if we're not drinking enough water, if the discs are cracking and drying, this can lead to a situation where the disc can eventually start to move to the side just like this. Fortunately, when a person is in this range, they can be helped by chiropractic. A lot of times the medical doctor doesn't want those patients to see the chiropractor because all they know about chiropractic is the type where the person is down on their side and the leg gets crossed over and there's a high velocity movement like this.
Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Prior Lake Spinal Care, 952-226-7222, or email us at info@priorlakespinalcare.com.